Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Stuff Commentators Say, UEFA Champions League quarter-final second leg. Let's go. Breaking news, Martin Keown actually says Choupo-Moting's name correctly. It's insane! Ian Darke said that PSG stand firm. Well, most of them. When Neymar was on the ground because he'd just been fouled. It's great banter! Martin Keown said he'd lost count on how many times Neymar had been fouled. 3 times. That's how many. It was 3. It was like 10 minutes in. He's only been fouled 3 times. Martin Keown said that Bayern almost lost it trying to win it when referencing the first leg. Could have said something like they overcommitted or they tried to push too many players forward. Something that isn't just the most overused cliche ever. Do commentators only know that Mbappe's quick? He's literally one of the best goal scorers in the world. He's one of the best players in the world right now. But all commentators ever seem to focus on is how fast he is. Theo Walcott was quick. Man was never going to become best player in the world. Martin Keown said that Neymar is an immense talent, but we just need to see him at his best. Literally just watch his matches. I mean, this match alone, but watch his matches. He's played 16 matches prior to this game. 16. He got 6 man of the matches. This has been probably his worst season to date as well. Breaking news! Martin Keown again said Choupo-Moting's name correctly. Martin Keown said that Neymar was on the floor again. Ooh, diver. The player on the floor was Choupo-Moting. He plays for Bayern Munich. He's wearing red. They're clearly not the same. Ian Darke said that Manuel Neuer practically invented the sweeper keeper. Now, I can understand not remembering players from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. I can understand that, especially considering you're going to have a lot of young viewers. But Peter Schmeichel was in most of our lifetimes, probably. Are we just going to forget about him? Are we going to pretend that he just wasn't a sweeper keeper? So Moise Kean came on off the bench and had a shot on goal when there wasn't a clear pass for him to sweat it to. And Martin Keown said that he's just thinking about himself. He's a striker. He was throwing goal. Selfish to shoot now. Okay. Near the end of the game, Martin Keown said, "Of all people, Di Maria working back, working hard." Do you ever watch Di Maria for Real Madrid? Man did all the legwork while Ronaldo stayed up and did all the attack. Di Maria's so hard-working, it's unreal. You're good, Martin. You're good. Chelsea versus Porto. Robbie Savage said, "He's such an important player in the middle of the park, isn't he, Kante?" Most commonly used pairing since Tuchel being in charge of Chelsea has been Jorginho and Kovacic. Early on in the half, there was a brief passage of play that started with Edouard Mendy playing out from a goal kick. And it ended up with a shot on target. Robbie Savage called that a counter-attack. Robbie Savage said after Jorginho committed a foul that he was lucky to get away with the yellow card. He didn't get booked. Robbie Savage also said that the Porto manager got booked in the first leg for controlling the ball on the pitch. He got booked for dissent, which, by the way, he got booked for in this leg too. Consistent. Bit like Robbie Savage's bad commentary. About halfway through the first half, Darren Fletcher said that Porto weren't looking likely to score at any point, despite the fact that Jesus Corona had had 2 fairly decent chances earlier on. Robbie Savage said as Mbemba put a ball into the box. 1, 2, 3, 4 Chelsea defenders there. I count 3. All game, the commentators told this story about how Chelsea looked comfortable, Porto never really looked like they were going to concede, and honestly, as the game went on, it did become more and more true. By the 80th minute, it did seem pretty inconceivable that Chelsea would concede. They conceded. Commentary. Again, please. Can we stop talking about how Lampard deserves credit for this Chelsea team? This Chelsea team got Lampard sacked. They weren't good enough under Lampard. I get it. He was nice to you guys. He was good to the media. The players deserve the credit. Tuchel deserves the credit. Lampard's gone. He's gone. Move on. Borussia Dortmund versus Man City. At the beginning of the game, the commentators talk about how City don't play with a conventional striker and that Bernardo Silva would apparently do a good job in false nine. Bernardo Silva played as a centre mid. De Bruyne was the false nine, as he has been most of the season. Jermaine Jenas was talking about the options that England had in midfield for the Euros. He was talking about Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice as number 4s. I know back in the day that the number 4 did used to be the sort of holding midfielder, but I'm fairly sure now that we all use the number 6 to determine that role. Like, all of Europe does it. Again, I know this wasn't always the case, so maybe I should just let it go. Being completely fair, the commentary wasn't actually bad for a lot of this game. Jermaine Jenas doesn't talk too much, doesn't usually waffle around, and Ian Darke is one of the best play-by-play guys around. Jermaine Jenas did say that Gundogan should probably win Player of the Year, though, and am I the only one who thinks he's a bit, mental? Diaz is right there. He's playing in the same team. Ian Darke now addresses the issue of how you actually pronounce Erling Haaland's name. So, in Norway they pronounce it Haaland. Haaland has said this, but he's also said that if you're not in Norway then you can say Haaland. I have to hold my hands up. I was wrong. Sorry to the Norwegians I've offended. When discussing VAR's decision to award this penalty, Ian Darke suggested that the letter of the law might not give the penalty, as the ball come off Chan's head before hitting his arm. Jenas said that he thought Chan's arm was already in an unnatural position, so even though the ball did come off his head, it'd still be a penalty because his arm's up there. Peter Walton, the referee pundit, said that if the ball does bounce off of Chan's head, then it shouldn't be a penalty. The penalty was given. I think most people would probably agree that the penalty was the right call, but if BT Sport's own referee pundit is getting it wrong, an ex-referee is getting that wrong, surely that only highlights a greater issue here. Ian Darke called Ilkay Gundogan an elder statesman. I get that he was comparing him sort of with Bellingham, but he's 30. This isn't Football Manager, where every player, once they hit 30, they're too old, you don't want them anymore, get rid. He's not old. He's experienced, sure, but he's not old. Can we not call him an elder statesman? Bellingham isn't even an adult. Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Darren Fletcher said only a fool would write Liverpool off. I wrote Liverpool off. Steve McManaman said that overturning this deficit would equal, if not better, 2019 when they played Barca in the semi-final. In what universe? They're only 2 goals behind. They have an away goal. Just because Liverpool aren't as good as they were doesn't make it a bigger achievement if they overturn this deficit. It's 2 goals. Darren Fletcher said that Jurgen Klopp would probably be quite positive at half-time because of the team's performance. I can't imagine any scenario where the manager is going to be happy at the team who've missed so many chances to actually make some headway in this tie. Just because they played well, the manager won't be happy. They're 45 minutes closer to being eliminated. Steve McManaman said that a foul, which was basically just a small push, should have been given as a yellow card. I thought our pundits preferred lenient refereeing. Steve McManaman also went on to talk about how we always question Real Madrid, but come February, knockout games in the Champions League, they turn into a different beast. Last 2 seasons, they got knocked out in the round of 16, in February. Anyway guys, this was Stuff That Commentators Say, Part 2. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me things that I've missed. What should I do next? Thanks. Oh, also, Lewis, David, Jack, I appreciate you.